In these winter scenes, where are the snakes? Clearly, they have to be here somewhere, since snakes don't live simply 1 year. Some snakes are known to live 5 years, like the red-bellied snake, or a little more, like brown snakes. Some snakes are known to live 10 years, at least in captivity, such as garter, water, and ringneck snakes. Some snakes can live 20 years, at least in captivity, milk snakes, black rat snakes, hognose snakes, and copperhead snakes. Timber rattlesnakes have been known to live 30 years, so clearly the snakes are here somewhere. So thus, they have a form of hibernation known as brumation. Unlike true hibernation, and this term is reserved for warm-blooded animals, this is not something their metabolism chooses to do. Rather, this is something that cold weather does to them. They are not asleep throughout. They are awake, or at least through much of it, although they can be sluggish. And if the temperature becomes warmer, they can be more active more quickly than, say, a hibernating mammal. Thus, if there is a brief period in winter where the temperature becomes warmer, they can become more active and can even leave their hibernaculum to, say, seek out a drink of water. The site where they will spend their winter, known as a hibernaculum, or in plural, hibernacula, can be unoccupied animal burrows, such as that of, say, a woodchuck or a chipmunk, a hole in the ground, a crevice between rocks, a rotten stump, crack in a building's foundations, or even in a person's basement. A good hibernaculum lies below the frost line and near the water table so that water is available to drink. If it is near rocks, such as being a crevice between rocks, it is best if the rocks face south or east so they absorb more heat. If a hibernaculum becomes too cold, such as in extremely cold winter weather, or if there is a lack of insulating snow, a snake may need to burrow deeper to avoid freezing. Thus, a hibernaculum with an ideal microclimate is valuable, and snakes may reuse the same hibernaculum for years. Not only is it possible for different individual snakes to share a hibernaculum, it is often advantageous because as they coil around each other, the heat of each snake can help to warm the others. You may find hundreds of individual snakes in the same hibernaculum, as is the case with garter snakes. In some species, there is a preference to only share a hibernaculum with members of their own species, as in milk snakes or garter snakes. This is the preferred scenario. It is also possible that snakes of different species overwinter together. And in some species, this is more common. So, for example, timber rattlesnakes, copperheads, and black rat snakes may overwinter together. Northern water snakes have also been observed with rattlesnakes. Also, brown snakes, red-bellied snakes can overwinter with other species such as garter snakes. And although what I have said would be typically true of any snake species in an area where it needs to hibernate, such as the Northeast US, there are some exceptions which might apply to individual species. So, for example, while most species would seek out, say, an animal burrow which was already made, hognose snakes are better at burrowing and could dig their own hibernaculum. Male garter snakes leave a hibernaculum first and await the females at the entrance for mating. In a species that has a large range, such as garter snakes, individuals in the southern regions of the range might actually be active all throughout the winter rather than brumate in a hibernaculum. And in coastal areas, perhaps because burrows may be harder to come by, some snakes, such as ringneck snakes, could be found, say, under a rock rather than in a burrow.